Hey, this is Rich Clark. So I put up my video, I don't know, a few days ago. You dancing, buddy? You dancing? I enjoy this because I can catch him and what he's up to and hopefully look at it years down the road. Catch his babblings and whatnot, all at the same time as delivering whatever message I wanted to deliver. So, one comment I got was that, again, sorry if I'm looking at the ground, but I need to be able to not trip on things. A lot of people said, hey, Rich, I'm on board with everything you said. I really agree with the philosophy, but there's no way I'm ever going to call myself an anarchist. I mean, people are going to think that I'm riding shotgun with Mad Max, and whenever they see me at a Starbucks, they'll think I might, at any second, just pick up a chair and throw it through the window. They might think that at night I put my hair into a mohawk and go sing in a punk band. All these kind of anarchic stereotypes pop to people's minds. I have to say, I think it's a great criticism of the term, and it kind of brings me to a point I'd like to make about libertarianism as a whole. I'd say that libertarians are fairly terrible at selling their ideas in general. Obviously, if we were better at it, we'd have a kind of different society. So I think a big reason this is because, sales 101, if you're going to be a good salesman, you have to listen to what your customer or whatever is telling you about them. And to bring someone into your world as a libertarian, to take somebody who's your average American citizen, or citizen of any country, I guess, and show them the light, as it were. Before you bring them into your world, you have to step into their world. You have to use words they're used to, and you have to guide them from their world to your world. If you just throw down your world in front of them on their feet, they'll just step right over it. Your world is so alien to that of most people, especially the particular world that I have been talking about recently. So, to throw out the word anarchy to just a layperson is a terrible move. I agree absolutely. And I threw it down, I guess maybe for some shock value in the last video. Plus my target audience is much different from a general audience. My target audience is folks who are already down with liberty, down with Ron Paul, friends that I'd made, people who already knew me by and large. So, there is so much baggage with the word anarchy because people don't understand what it means, which is a big surprise. Sarcasm in our society, that the meaning of a word be misconstrued. There have been so many pretty awesome words that have been tainted. I can think of a zillion examples. Liberalism, capitalism. So let's look at the word anarchy. You can try and reason with people, I guess, and let them know that anarchy doesn't mean what they think it does. Well, everybody thinks that anarchy means that there will be no rules. But in fact, anarchy means literally an. It's Greek for an, which is without, and archos, which is rulers. Big difference between without rules, it's without rulers. Okay? Of course there are rules in an anarchist system. Oh, impossible. You know, in other voluntary interactions such as dating, there are rules such as don't show up for your first date in a windowless panel van. I mean, you can do that if you want. Nobody's forcing you to not do that, but if you want to, you know, have a greater chance of success, then you should probably shy away from showing up in a black A-Team van to your first date, unless she's really into A-Team. So, that being said, the fact that the word is tainted is a reality, and we aren't going to be able to escape. Or we could try and, you know, rehab it and change, you know, educate enough people as to what it actually means. But it's just a mountain that's not really necessary to climb. So, a lot of people use the terms like anarcho-capitalist, market anarchist, but those are pretty much the same as anarchy as far as talking to lay people is. Stateless society freaks people out just as much. Probably the best alternative term is voluntarism. Voluntarism kind of it captures the basic first principle of the entire philosophy, which is that it's a society where all interactions are voluntary. Voluntarism is a good alternative, but it doesn't quite roll off the tongue the way anarchy does, or anarchism. So, my challenge to my concession is that, yes, anarchy is not a good term, especially if you're broaching it with strangers and just average people. To just say, hey, I'm an anarchist is going to draw all kinds of they're going to draw all kinds of conclusions before you even can explain it at all. They, you know, it's like in that book Blink by Malcolm Gladwell. People make very fast, instantaneous, basically, decisions about people based on all kinds of factors, their own personal biases are mostly at play, but cultural biases. And so if you say the word anarchist, some center of a regular person's brain is just going to shut down to anything you have to say after that. So I concede that point. Now my challenge is, if anybody out there is, you know, a cultural etymologist or good with languages, to please, you know, help out the movement, come up with a better word. I mean, voluntarism. It works, and I like it because it's not as even anarchy, which means without rulers, still needs a lot of explanation. Like, oh, you can't have rulers because when you have rulers, there's really no rules because the rulers can just do whatever they want and make exceptions to the rules, and they make the rules, and so you're living at the whim of the rulers. But voluntarism, if you say, you know, do you think all interactions in society should be voluntary? I'd say, if you get the average person, they're going to say, yeah, sure, yeah. And then you say, well, funny you should say that, because... So yeah, come up with some words. Let me know if anybody thinks of anything. Comment or whatever. Now, in my last video, I left everybody hanging, saying I would make a video about the real revolution and what that's going to be like. And, what you doing, bud? So, look forward to my, the next video I do after this one will be my part 2, I guess, of the first one about the real revolution, which is, I've already gotten a lot of questions from people. How can we get there from here? How can we get rid of the state? You know, it's a utopian dream, etc. So, so yeah, we'll deal with that. And in the next video. Sayonara.